2022 Yamaha YZ250F. This is my buddies JD and Dave's bike. And today I've ridden my 22 CRF250R, brand new 22 CRF250RX. And it's always good to jump back on this Yamadog to remind me about chassis compliance and wonderful KYB suspension. This bike just sets the bar for the suspension in the 250F class. It is rough, kind of choppy today, but man, you'd never know it riding this thing. I can go through, hit any bumps, and you don't feel anything. Now, these are a little different bend Pro Taper bars, but these come stock with Pro Taper bars anyhow. But the Yamaha has that instant two-stroke like kind of power. And great pulling power. Now this bike has an FMF exhaust on it. Which gives it a little bit longer pull up top. And Yamaha still has a great front brake. Brakes are so good on the bikes these days. The other thing you notice right away when I jump back on this bike is the tremendous noise. Holy cow. Your ears from the intake to the exhaust definitely need earplugs. But on this little chop stuff, you just don't feel anything. Of course, it's like a mini 450. But the other difference is you're hitting some of that chop. You don't feel it it's not coming up through the front end like it does on the CRF250. And it's got such a compliant feel through your feet. And the foot pegs don't feel any bumps. Now, after riding the Honda, the Yamaha's starting to feel a little bit heavy. It isn't, but you definitely notice it. And doesn't have quite as playful of a feel. And you can feel the weight up front, or the width up front. But it's not a deal breaker by any means. It just has that, you just adapt to it. It's mostly only noticeable if this is the only bike you ride, or if you ride other bikes. So if you ride only this one, you just adapt. It's no big deal. Even in the wood stuff, this thing works nice. And it's a tough call for me between this and the Honda. Of course, I bought the Honda, so I guess that says something. But I think it kind of comes down to suspension and chassis feel. I think the Honda is a little more playful. This has a more fun steer feel. The Yamaha's got just pillow top suspension feel. You just don't feel anything. And it's got great low to mid power. I think the Honda's front end precision feels a little better. But man, you won't go wrong with either of them. It's nice that they have the choices. It'll be fun to see what the all-new KTM 250 is like next year. And if we get to see it as an early release 250 factory edition. Oh. My ears are ringing. This thing. You know, you get off these bikes, you think mini 450. You never think that on the Honda. Honda's got good low end, but these things just feel like a mini 450. There's another Yamaha. Oh, YZ250F. (2022) YZ250F Monster Edition. This suspension, man, it's the good stuff, and it's bone stock. We just spun the clickers a little bit. The handlebars are still in the forward position. I'd probably put them in the back and rotate the clamps forward and put a set of foot pegs that are maybe down and back. I do have some that are 10 mil back. And then I think it'd be pretty good to go for me as far as ergos. Power, the tuner. This really is a good bike. 2 big thumbs up.